Hey guys, this is Gaudens and welcome to our tutorial. Now, up until now, we've only been rendering single images, but Maya is an animation program, so from now on we'll be rendering a sequence of images. Now, in this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to use batch rendering. So in order to set up batch rendering, first of all, we have to do some stuff in the render settings. Now, as usual, to get to the render settings, you can get to it using one of the two ways. The first way is window render editors, then render settings, but that's a long process. What I usually do, I just hit the render settings shortcut on here. Now, when you get to render settings, just scroll down to file outputs. Now, when you look at the top, there's file name prefix. File name prefix at the moment is the file name is be animated. Okay, so you can change that to whatever you want to change it to. You can change it to whatever project you're working on at the moment. And the other thing that you're going to notice is the image format. Now, we're actually using the Maya IFF image format, but we don't want that one. We want something small, something that's going to render quick just for this tutorial. So I'm going to use the JPG image format. JPG image format. And the other thing that you're gonna notice is frame animation extension. That's pretty much what that is. At the moment, it's name.extension, then it's a single frame. That's why we've been rendering single frames. But we don't want that. What we want is we can choose any of these names here. You can work out. Right now we're going to choose name, number, then extension. So after doing that, if you've noticed, it has said, well, look, let me just put this back. It was on single frame, and the start and end frame were just deactivated because we were rendering a single frame. But once we got to name, number, and extension, all these get activated to change the frame range. At the moment, it's 1 to 10 by default, but we can increase that to whatever we're working with. At the moment, we're working with 90, so we're going to increase that. I'll put a pin in that one. I'll get back to it later. So going ahead from where we stopped, let's see. Yeah, that frame animation extension. Now the name is be animated. The number is 1, and the extension is the JPG image format. So we can actually go further by increasing the frame padding. At the moment it's set to 1, but we can increase the zeros to whatever. At the moment, well, if I increase it to 4 zeros, you end up having like 4 decimal points. So as you can see, it's 0, 0, whatever. So, but sometimes you want leading zeros. This can be helpful to organize your scene for compositing packages and so on, whatever it is that you want to composite. Okay, that's what frame padding is mainly good for. So let's just go ahead and change end frame to 90 because we want to render 90 frames. Alright, when you do that, the best way to render animation in Maya is by using the image sequence, and we've already done that one, but keep that in mind, guys. So the reason why I'm stressing the fact that the reason why I want you guys to put it in mind, to bear it in mind whenever you're working, to work with image sequence, is because of these points. First of all, the benefit is just in case, because it's a computer, it was made by man. You're using a computer which was made by man, so anytime it can fail. And sometimes you get images that would take 2 hours to render, and if you're rendering in QuickTime or AVI, 2 hours. Let's say you've been rendering something for an hour, then just an hour to go, then your system fails. All right, your system fails. It means you have to go back and render the whole AVI or QuickTime again. All right, and that's not good. But if you're using image sequence, if it fails, let's say 1,000 frames in it. If 1,000 frames out of 2,000 frames, if you do half of the frames and your system fails, you can go back and continue from where you left at. Okay, from where you left from. Let's say you've rendered 1,000, you can go back and say, okay, 1,001 to 2,000, continue again. If it fails again, you can do that. And on top of that, you can also distribute your render to save some time. Let's say you can render 1,000 frames on this machine, distribute another 1,000 frames on your friend's machine, and then you know what I mean, guys. That's a good thing with batch rendering. Now that we've done all these prefix, all these settings, we can just close this and go to render. You see batch rendering right here. Now in batch rendering, let's click on that box so that we can see exactly what we're working with. Now when you do that, you notice there's only a couple of options. Okay, you can either use, okay, it's one option actually. You can use all available processes, or you can specify the number of processors that you want to use. Some people have a multi, like maybe dual core, okay, dual core, quad core, multi-processor machines, but you can actually specify, okay? And sometimes you can say, okay, I want to use one processor to render and use the other one or two processors to do more animation work so that it renders in the background, because Maya supports that. So at the moment, I'm not doing anything other than making this tutorial. I'm going to leave this to use all available processors and just batch render and close. So when you do that, you have this little rainbow thing going on here, and it will start rendering on here. Result, look, it's rendering. If you pay attention, the numbers are increasing on here. So we just have to wait for that to finish rendering. 80, 90, yep, that's it. So we've finished rendering. Now to get to your rendered images, all you have to do is go to File, View Image. Okay, when you go to File, View Image, you'll be able to see all the well, I've rendered it twice. I was meant to delete and do it again, but you get that. Who cares? We'll figure it out. Anyway, you can see your frames on here. Okay, on the right hand side, you can see your single frames. Okay, you can see your single frames going here. And if you want, you can actually delete frames, include frames, whatever, change frames around. It's up to you. And the other thing that I need to point out is that you can also view image sequence. So let's view sequence. Just click on your first sequence on here. Just double click that. You notice that there is your you've got your bee flying across the screen, okay? And you've got your F-check info on here. But there's no need to know more about that. But I just want you guys to know how to use a batch rendering, because we'll be using it more and more when we get into more sophisticated stuff. More sophisticated stuff, in other words. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And there's just one more tutorial that I need to show you, like lighting a scene in Maya Software Renderer. Then we'll go into a different renderer. Okay, so that's how it goes. We'll go into next week we'll start mental ray rendering. So that's how it works, and I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, guys. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, and if you enjoyed the tutorial, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.